enter into this field mentally prepared. Get all the facts ready. Know everything that you have to know. Ask around. It's not as easy as you think. But if you really want it and you are certain and you are sure, go for it. I don't know how I can go, door to door, making people aware. Would see this career is not as prestigious as it used to be. Times have changed, and with times, everything else. And then she found me crying. I was literally sitting on the floor. We have those moments. We have those moments whereby death is not. You can't get used to it.
Yeah.
We see a lot of it, but you can't get question. Would I advise someone to do medicine? From where I'm standing right now, I'm happy, I'm okay, but no.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of As You Think, So Are You, the place where we get to have conversations around mental health, self-help, and personal development. And I am excited to be with you once again today. So please do stay through the conversation, and I'm sure you will benefit a lot of things. So I am your host, Neliswa Mazibugo, and before we continue, I would like to invite each and every one of you who hasn't yet subscribed, who hasn't yet followed us on our social media platforms to do so. You can just pause the video and do so before you continue watching. And I would also like you to actually share and always have your notifications on so that you are alert when you are having a new episode. And before further ado, I would like to introduce to you our guest for today. Today we have a medical doctor, and we'll be diving deeper into the field of medicine as to how they are dealing with matters, how they cope around the environment of a hospital, the clinical settings, and how they actually deal with challenges they are faced with. And without a further waste of time, can we please welcome our guest for today, Dr. Nxumalo. Welcome to the show. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. It feels good to be here. Thank you.
I'm glad actually. So I would like you to actually tell us a little bit about yourself. In this day and age, who can you say is Dr. Nxumalo besides the title?
Hello, guys. Hi, guys. My name is Sphe Nxumalo. I am an unlicensed medical doctor, unlicensed, unemployed medical doctor living in the country of Eswatini. I just finished my medical internship last year, December. So it's actually quite an honor to be here today to discuss such an important issue, the medical field and mental health. I'm just a girl who loves living and who loves God and who's here for life. Okay? I think that's how I can introduce myself. I don't know if there's anything more, but yeah, that's just me. Bubbly, 24/7, a Christian girl, and a medical doctor.
So what can you say about your profession?
Hectic stuff, hey, but rewarding at the same time. Rewarding. If you were to look into the positive part or positive aspect of it, it's a rewarding. It's one of the few professions whereby you actually get to do something and you feel satisfied for doing something good and not taking from people.
So it's a calling.
It's definitely is a calling, one that I wish God could take back. But it's a calling, definitely. You shouldn't go into this one without knowing that you are in it for life and you are in it forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It seems like we are going to have a lot to actually talk about.
Definitely.
Yeah, but before we continue, we grow up, they ask us, what do you want to be? We definitely say, I want to be a doctor, I want to be this and that. But the doctor is one of the most common,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Many people are aspiring to be doctors. Many people are looking up to doctors.
Don't do it.
Many people believe doctors have a better cut of life, you know. They think that it's the best profession. So what can you say about that? Or maybe before maybe saying anything about that, what led you to pursuing this field of medicine?
Hold on. Okay. So there's this story that I always tell people. Even everywhere I go, even on my TikTok, I'm sure I've shared this story. For me, I always feel like medicine was it was never my choice, but it chose me.
Okay.
Reason being, like I said, medicine is a calling. So my mom is a nurse.
All right.
So when she did, I think she graduated nursing in 2004 or 5. So at that time, I think I was still starting primary school. And the people in the community, they used to say, whenever they saw me, they used to say, "Oh, so since your mom is a nurse, you need to go above her, you know, you need to become a doctor." So it was something that was instilled in my mind from a very young age. So to the extent that when I started being in, I think I was always like one of the top achievers in the top 5, but I think I got my first position 1 in 3-5. So when I got my position 1, I was so happy. And being from a small village, I'm just from a small village in Fruti called Nanzungfope. So basically, it's everybody's family because there's the Dlaminis who are my grandmother's brothers. They're my grandmother's family. So, you know, would come back with their report card. Before you even get home, you pass by Kamalum, good morning. You pass by Kamalum Banbani. So, you know, when you are passing there and then like they ask you, how, like I got position 1. And then they're like, yeah, that's what the doctor should do. You know, it was instilled in me that I have to be at a very young age. To the extent that when we go to your grade 6, grade 7, and the teachers are asking, what do you want to be? I want to be a doctor. You know, automatically, I want to be a doctor. And then come the point now, I'm in Form 5. I finished my Form 5. And then it's 2016. The results are out. And then my mom, like I said earlier, she's a nurse. At that time, she was still working at Fatikuli Government Hospital. So when the results come out, I go to her and I tell her, Mom, so, you know, here are the results. And like at that time, the most common way to going into medicine, because at that time, there was no medical school in Swaziland. So the most common way was to either do matric or do A levels, and then you can find a way into the South African medical schools. So otherwise, besides that, it would be the parents pays for you, and then, you know, you can fly abroad. So when the results came out, we had to discuss with my mom. So I applied actually for nursing here in Swaziland. I applied in UNISWA, and I applied at SANU. So then, unfortunately, long story short, I didn't have my mathematics results, but I could still use my additional mathematics because I had also credited it. So UNISWA didn't accept me because they wanted the mathematics, yeah. And then, but SANU accepted me. So I got in for nursing. And then now I have been accepted for nursing, and I tell my mom, I'm okay with doing nursing first. I can actually do nursing and then further my studies after that. And my mom was just like, listen here, there's no child of mine that's going to do medicine. I mean, that's going to do nursing. I'm a nurse. I know the difficulty of being a nurse. I know the pain, the tears that I cry every day just from this profession. So I would never want the same thing for my children. So shortly after that, there was this agency called Rakos. They were advertising, and in the Eswatini newspaper, could see they were taking international students to study medicine in Russia. So my mom got hold of that newspaper, and then she just gave it to me. She's like, you are leaving. So then I was moving up and down, applying for. But long story short, yeah, that's how I ended up in medicine. It was more of a calling to me than something that I just chose. And of course, my mom insisting. But yeah,
So
that's
personally,
my journey.
do you like the food? From a personal standpoint, let's put aside it being a calling, put aside it's being ascribed to you from a young age. But now where you are standing, based on the experiences that maybe you are yet to share, can you say that you are happy where you are?
Definitely, I'm content.
Okay.
Rather than happy. Yeah, I'm content. But in my being content, I still want more. I'm not at the level where I feel like, okay, this is what I'm owed, so this is it. Um, I'm definitely gonna climb higher. Leadership is a thing for me. Like it's just a thing that was in me from a young age. I'm not one of those people who, even if like when I'm in a room,
Yeah.
and there has to be ideas that have to be shared, I'm not one to just keep quiet and wait for others to, I'm bold, and I feel like where I'm at the moment, I don't get to practice that enough. Maybe that's just because I just did medical internship, and as an intern you're basically limited, but definitely need to go further. I am happy, I'm okay with it, but there's definitely more ground to cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's good to hear too, because most people are not happy where they are in any field. It's not even about medicine only. It's not even in the medical field. But then, can you advise someone to actually pursue medicine based on actually, because you said your mom said they don't want you to do nursing because they know the ailments of a nurse, they know the sufferings of a nurse, they have better first-hand experience that can actually put them in a better position to say, no, I don't want this for anybody else. But then, based on your experiences, and you are saying that you are content, but you are looking for more, can you say that a person can actually pursue that field? And if yes, what is there then they have to be aware of?
I mean, look, not just in medicine, all fields. Before, I always tell people who come to me looking for career guidance, before you dive yourself, or before you put yourself into anything, it's always best to try and find out more about it. Do research. And, it's unfortunate that most of us are actually in public schools whereby we don't get to do more job shadowing like those students who are in private schools. So I would advise a job shadowing 100%. When you're in Form 5, when you're in grade 11 or grade 12, take the chance or take the time to go and find someone who's in the field that you want to go to, and try to like shadow them in a way. Because if you don't do that, then you will never experience, you will never know what exactly goes on in that field. I've had like people, while I was doing internship, there was those kids or students who would like come, and they would do job shadowing. And some of them, they would actually tell you at the end, would say, I don't think medicine is what I thought it was, This thing is not what I thought it was. So job shadowing is definitely the one thing that's necessary, and it should be advised for everyone before they say, I want to do medicine. Now, to answer your question, would I advise someone to do medicine? From where I'm standing right now, I'm happy, I'm okay, but no, I wouldn't advise someone to pursue medicine. Honestly, I wouldn't advise someone to pursue medicine. We need bodokotela, sure, but if you are going to do medicine having the idea that has been implanted in our brain by the society, thinking, medicine comes with stability, medicine comes with security, then you are wrong. Here is the truth and the reality of medicine in Eswatini in our days. You are going to go, use your parents' money, go study in Russia, China, Taiwan, not anymore, Zambia, Botswana, South Africa. And then you are going to come back, and all the other countries. You're going to come back. When you come back, you are going to wait a year and a half or 2 years, waiting for the current group of interns to finish internship. And then when they finish, you may or may not be called to start your internship. After internship, you might wait. If you are lucky enough, you might finish in October, and then in November exam time. Or you might finish in December like myself, and then have to wait 6 months to write the board exam with the EMTC. So you are at home again. Like myself, I stayed at home before internship a year and a half, 18 months. And then I started internship. That was 2 years. After internship, I'm waiting again 6 months just to write the license exam and the board exam. Finishing the license exam doesn't mean that you automatically get the job. No, you still have to hunt for the job, of which the medical field is already saturated. So you don't even know where you will get the opportunity. If God's grace is by your side, God's favor is by your side, you might be lucky enough and get somewhere where you will locum, or where you might be hired temporarily by contracts. Nakhona, the contract would be a 3 months contract, a 6 months contract, which means you're basically not stable. Now, how long are you going to be unstable for? God knows, until you become permanent, or until the government decides to hire again. Because the unfortunate truth is, here in Eswatini, the most secure job in the medical field at the moment is through the government, of which the government will hire, they'll say maybe you're hiring just 17 doctors out of 40 or 45 doctors who have applied. Mind you, all those 40s or 45, they are people who are unemployed. Or if they are employed, they are employed on 3 months contracts or whatever. So it's not a glorified field. It's not as ideal as we like to think. It's hectic. And I'm not even trying to depress anyone out there, but enter into this field mentally prepared. Get all the facts ready. Know everything that you have to know. Ask around. There is literally nothing wrong with asking. The other day, I was just thinking to myself, I actually ended up posting a video saying, let's see, Form 5 results are out. And them being out, it means people, they are looking out for what I want to do, what I'm interested in. But the one thing that was never really discussed is, there's literally no need for you to rush into, varsity. If you are 17 and you just finished Form 5, it's okay to take a year and think. Or try to find out, do the job shadowing, go at the bedlela, shadow doctors, hambiega NCN, and ask an IT, what are they doing? Wherever those big companies, they do allow, I'm sure they do allow people who just want to know, it's okay. What does it take? What does it mean? If I want to do computer science, what is computer science? Yeah. So yeah, job shadowing. But if you feel like medicine is your calling, then be mentally prepared for what's coming.
By mentally prepared, what do you mean?
Understand that not everything will be smooth. The road is hard and it's rough. But the most important thing is to find joy in the little things, the little steps that you go through. The other day, is it yesterday? No, not yesterday. The day before yesterday, I went to get my certificate of internship completion. And I looked at it. I was like, if only this was what needed to get me a job. That it's not really. But the fact that it's the certificate. I waited 18 months just to start internship.
Yeah.
And finish internship. So to hold that certificate, it was a moment of pride to me, myself. Like, I was like, oh God, you've brought me this far. God's grace has been nothing but overwhelming for me personally. Because like I said, I choose to look at God. I choose to be happy in the little things, in the little steps that happen. So God's grace has been just amazing and overwhelming. So, to hold that certificate and look at it, see my name. It was literally written, name of Dr. Nomfundo Nxumalo.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's coming down my way.
I really have. You would know. I really have. I really have. So yeah, to be mentally prepared is just to tell yourself and know I'm in this because I'm called for it. I'm in this because I love it. It doesn't matter how long it's gonna take for me to get there, but I'm in this either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long did it do for you?
It took me 6 years to finish medical school. And then it took me 18 months of waiting to start internship. It took me 2 years of internship, and now it's 6 months till I get licensed. So God knows.
That means that they did here going for 10 years.
Yeah, that's where we are headed.
10 years?
Yeah, that's where we are headed. And I'm still not working as a medical officer.
That sounds so scary.
So
But
prepare yourself. Brace yourself. Honestly, to parents who keep pushing their children to medicine, like, it's not that easy. Because even for you as a parent, you will need to keep supporting these kids.
yeah, isn't financial.
Now 10 years, let's say
Imagine.
my mom has had to like pay rent after I finished medical school because I was volunteering.
Yeah.
She had to pay the rent. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to be ready as a parent. Even now, the income is not there, right?
Yeah.
So if I don't have an income, he's gonna pay my rent.
Correct.
Exactly. So honestly, I look at my classmates, people I finished from 5 with, and they took the corporate route. They are driving cars now.
Nice.
They finished varsity in 4 years.
Yeah.
And they were hired in the 5th year by good companies in the country. And they are driving good cars. And I'm talking your Toyota Corolla first. You know, like good cars. And they are happy. Okay, I don't know if they are happy, but from where I'm standing, they are happy because they have cash coming in every month. Good cash coming in every month as compared to me. I wanted to be a doctor.
And it's quite interesting actually hearing it from a doctor's perspective, because we still see it as that field. I want to be a doctor, that status that we think it comes with,
It's a scam. It's a scam.
But I think the and short of it, it's not really okay. The way they've portrayed it in a society, now we don't understand that the times have changed.
Yeah.
It was once a good profession.
Definitely.
And the people who got in early got to get the fair share of it.
And they enjoyed it.
And they enjoyed it.
They enjoyed it.
So we are still holding on to something that was once
Yeah.
a good thing.
Yeah.
And so how can we actually shift from that mindset? Because you have actually told us your experiences and you have told us how taxing it is. Yeah. You said you are going for 10 years. Imagine going for 10 years, you have no financial backup, going for 10 years on something that you thought would just be a quick rich scheme, something you would wake up tomorrow.
It actually is going for 10 years because I went to medical school in October 2016 and this is 2026. Oh my gosh.
You see. So it's a
I'm just depressed because I didn't see it that way.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so anyway, moving on.
So how do we shift the society from thinking, because now it's the early years, it's early in the year, and so people have gotten their results. People are trying to get courses they can do. They are trying to look around. They mentioned job shadowing, but there is this mindset still that seeks to say medicine is still the go-to career, Even looking at our landscape, which I think another thing we should also look at when we are looking for careers, is to actually see the reality in our country, the country that you are going to work in. You can go pursue it overseas, it's fine, but where are you coming back to? So how can we actually maneuver around that? You mentioned that even parents are pressuring their kids to actually go for medicine because they don't know. They are still holding on to that hotel, the title.
The title.
You are saying your colleagues are now driving nice cars. In the past, it used to be the doctors first, but now the times have changed, and you are still stuck in trying to make ends meet.
Yo, dude. I mean, like, look, the thing is, Guti, it's a lie. There's this big lie that keeps going around, Guti. As a doctor, it's okay, Guti, maybe you will start later than others. Because they used to say, Guti, even though medicine takes 6 years, 7 years, but as a doctor, when you eventually get the money, then you just
You will catch up.
boom, you'll catch up with the others and eventually ubendlule, right? Maybe it's true in South Africa because I mean I have colleagues I was with in medical school in South Africa. And the moment when they started internship, within 3 months they have bought brand new cars. I mean, they're all driving big cars as we're speaking.
The certainly matters.
Definitely, Lenza or the place where you are going to work, the place you call home, definitely matters. Because, like you said, to answer you, I don't know how we can change the mindset, but I truly believe in the power of knowledge, the power of making people aware, teaching people. I don't know how we can do that. I don't have the obvious way because people they seriously keep comparing Swaziland to South Africa, two different countries, and the salaries they're not even half. They're not even the same. So maybe it's true in South Africa. Maybe if a South African is watching this, maybe they can say it's okay. Minado 6 years, it's fine. But as a Swazi, I mean, again, may people not misunderstand me. We need Dela. That's why I said, don't go into it because you like the idea of it. Go into it because you are truly called for it. And you are willing. You are willing to go through all those steps of grief and just, I don't even know how to put it. Parents. Nani lenisafuna kuyenda le career. It's not as easy as you think. But if you really want it and you are certain and you are sure, go for it. I don't know how I can go, door to door, making people aware. Would see this career is not as prestigious as it used to be. Yeah. Times have changed, and with times, everything else changes. So it's possible to do something else. I mean, there are things like name tags, guys. Name tags make a lot of money. But then again, the industry is becoming saturated. But all I'm saying is there are other things. A lot of things. If you put your mind to it and you pray about it, the sky is the limit. It's not everything that will come to you. I need to be a nurse, I need to be a doctor, I need to be a teacher. That's not the answer.
Not everyone is going corporate.
Exactly. And corporate is the way to go now. So well.
Okay. Thank you. I believe people will listen.
I hope so.
People who will get to watch this will actually get to understand what it takes.
Yeah.
So what can you say were challenges that you faced personally, maybe from the initially going to school up to where you are today, that you think people can be aware of, and how can they actually get to how did you deal with such?
Okay, from the beginning, the obvious one, the finances. But through God, honestly, that one was just God. Because at some point in time in medical school, I came, parents, I don't know if you want to go through this. Oh, my mom can write a book about raising a child that had to go in the medical field. Anyway, at some point in medical school, we ran short of finances. Yes, I was partly funded by the government, but the government not only giving me 50% of the tuition. Yes, so that means the rest of the tuition had to come from my mom. So it's the other half of tuition, accommodation, and monthly expenses, monthly allowance had to come from my mom. So at some point, the finances were a serious problem. But thank God, the power of having good relationships with people, the power of finding yourself a church or family wherever you go. I cannot emphasize that enough, because for me, they were my saving grace in times of need. Yeah. So number 2, mental health. Yo, guys, medicine is not easy. You are Just because you are in medicine, you automatically have this thing of being an overachiever. So as an overachiever, you believe with here, you need to study hard, you need to work extra hard, you need to do this, you need to, everything for you, it's, I need to achieve this, I need to be extra. So it wasn't always easy, mind you. I remind you, but I was miles and miles and miles away from home. Yeah. And not having the love and the support of the family when you need it the most, it's not easy. So depression was the word of the day. Like you just like embarter, and then something good happened. You're like, oh yeah, I'm still alive. You know, and yeah, it was God. It was really God, even Nalapa, because if I tell you, there were days where I would be in the studying, like in the study. I remember this one particularly because I was studying pharmacology. I was studying pharmacology, and we had these MCQs that we had to really know by heart before the exams, because our pharmacology exam was it was like MCQs. So while I'm looking at these past exam papers, I felt a wave of emotions coming. And mind you, I'm in the study. That people around the Russians, your scan studs, the way people, studying. I just started crying. I took a moment and then I cried. When you see that meme saying, we see that moment when you have an episode of crying and then you remember who's gonna come to. I had that. So I cried, and then I had to remember, who's gonna come through for me? Nobody. I bought my tears, and then I went back to study like nothing had happened. So if you haven't gone through that, shame, I don't know. I don't know which medicine you be, but medicine has those episodes. And I'm sure it's not only medicine, even just any courses here in Swaziland, they have those moments that it's like, oh, okay, but I need to, woman up. I need to wear the big girl pants and just go back to it. And then another challenge in this field, as a woman, I mean, this one I only saw and noticed it during internship. Yeah. As a woman who's in the medical field, a doctor, a female medical doctor, you will have those moments. I don't know whether to call this a challenge or what, but there are those moments where you are assisting a patient, that the patient comes through, and then I've actually gained a bit of weight when I used to be a bit skinnier than this. So then you will have those men like Boba Batsal, and then they come, dokotela nje nalona, like they like umkananga ufunzeni nyona lo dokotela wena lokusolana nyana, those moments. And then you just you need to be professional about it, like, oh yeah, well, yeah, I mean, get used to it. That's number one. And then babot get those patients who will call you nurse, order of the day, that one. Nurse, like, I mean, for me personally, I don't know about other people, but it's something that I've practiced. I've taught myself, but this is what I'm gonna do. So I will just introduce myself. Hello, ma'am. I'm Dr. Nxumalo. How can I help you? Yeah. Sometimes I would even ask myself, is it because they didn't understand me when I said doctor? They are used to, or they're just used to automatically. If I'm seeing a female in a hospital, then she's a nurse. And they'll be like, nurse, yeah, but I'm nurse wami, nurse. And you're just like, oh my God, I went to 6 cities. But then that's fine. It's order of the day. I mean, you get used to it, and you're like, sometimes you just brush it off. And so there are those days when it's like it gets to you, and you're like, I say not a nurse. But again, it's something that you get used to in the medical field as a female doctor. You are gonna be called a nurse every now and then, but it's not okay. Yeah, and then I think lastly will be the imposter syndrome. As a doctor, you doctors are associated with knowing me. They are smart. They are what. And the truth is, it's not always the case. Sometimes there's just gonna be a patient that comes with a condition and it's like, oh, okay, what's going on here?
You will never know it.
What's happening here? So there's definitely that imposter syndrome, whereby you will sometimes even ask yourself, do I know enough? Am I in the right place? The people are, because even the other doctors, there's one thing that I really, really hate about clinical medicine, the thing of obviously it's bound to happen, but it's sort of like an ick to me personally, because it's like, okay, the people would prefer certain doctors because they feel like, okay, this doctor is better than this one, and then you're just thinking, we see, yo, I wonder how this doctor feels. I wonder if they even know. So this is what people are thinking about them. So, that thing, do I know enough? Have I done enough? When, like, more research, more what? So, yeah, that's just medicine, I guess. That's just medicine. So that's, yeah, I guess those are some of the challenges that we really.
So thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for sharing. And I like how you're outlining it. It's practical.
Yeah.
Something anyone is bound to experience.
Yeah.
So how did you, I want to just touch on the mental aspect a bit. How did you actually deal the challenges you faced with? You said depression was an order of the day.
Yeah.
And I believe even now there are episodes of
Definitely.
depressing moments,
Yeah.
So how do you navigate those chaos as a doctor and as a person individually?
Find something that works for you. Find something that will lift you up. For some people, that might be going out at night, like going out drinking, hanging out with friends. That might work. And for some people, it might just be, burying yourself in video games, whatever, in your spare time. For me personally, it will have to be church. Church was my escape. Church, when I got to Russia, the first thing I wanted was a church, because I was already a Christian, and I needed somewhere where I would fellowship. So, and I found a church, and church became my home. Church became my family. And of course, I had those friends from school, from class, where we would just meet. Minege, I was always straight with my principles, with who I am. Like, my friends knew me. I wouldn't drink alcohol. They would drink, but I would have fun with them. They are still one of my closest friends, even now. They held my hand in times of trouble. When we would come together, they would drink whatever. I would buy liquid fruit, my own 2 weeks of liquid fruit, and I would drink it, and I would dance with them. We would laugh. We would tell each other secrets, and then we're just like, oh, yo, like that. To share your heart out like that, to have those moments, despite having the episode of depression, but to have those moments keeps you going. It gives you something to live for. The same with church, going to church. I serve in the church. I'm in the praise team. I was in the praise team even in Russia. I would Saturday, look forward to Saturday. On Saturday, I'm going to church. We are doing rehearsals, and then there's the evening prayer, and then I come back on Sunday. Having something that keeps you busy, having something that is why COVID, well, it hits differently, even now when I look at the times of COVID, because during COVID we were just restricted in one room. You couldn't move around, you couldn't do whatever. So because then now the element of church was now removed, so now we had to do church online, whatever. So the depression or your alone, now you're just clustered in one room. Even with your friends, you're doing studying online now. You have to Zoom. It was not an ideal time, but definitely worth it, because God pulled us through. So here we are. So how to survive the mental health? Just don't bury yourself. Do not bury yourself. have something that works for you. If it's church, find church. If it's going out, I know I'm a Christian, but if you find joy and peace in going out and drinking alcohol with your friends, do that, because I think 80-90% of bottles they drink. It's a lot. They go through a lot. I'm just reminded of this incident whereby I had this 16-year-old patient and I was on call. It was a Saturday. And the previous day, I was still doing my internal medicine. The previous day, when she was there, she was crying. Like she was saying the abdomen hurts, and like she looked like she was hysteric rather than telling the truth. So the previous day, I was just like, this girl, why is she doing that? She should stop. Until on the Saturday, now I'm on call, and I saw that she was deteriorating on it. She's only 16 and she was going to Form 1. And there was just a lot going on with that patient that I can't really disclose, but we lost that patient. And it was in that moment, there and then, I broke down. I literally just I certified her dead, and then I went to the injection room. I locked myself and I cried. A nurse came. I don't know who she wanted to. I don't know what medication she wanted to get, and then she found me crying. I was literally sitting on the floor. We have those moments. We have those moments whereby death is not. You can't get used to it.
Yeah.
We see a lot of it, but you can't get used to it. And so there are those patients that will just hit you more than others, So even in those moments, you need to have that one person that you can call and be like, hey, it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy. So, yeah.
So support is key.
Key. It's everything. And people who will understand you. I cannot emphasize that enough, because you can have support from people, but they might not understand because of what's going on. Medicine needs people who will understand you. You need people who will understand you. Even your partner, even your family, they need to understand you. See, I can be sleeping now, but if I receive a phone call, I must stand up and go. That's just medicine. I can be in church now, but if a phone call comes in, I have to leave. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. I can have plans, but I'm going to go to church. I'm going to do whatever.
We're going out with someone.
We are going to go out. But if a colleague calls and says, Dokotela, I need you, you have to go forever. That's just medicine. That's just medicine.
Sorry.
It needs understanding. A lifestyle here who does not allow us to have or do anything other than.
Which brings me to burnout.
Yeah.
Many medical practitioners, health workers, are almost in the hospital for a better part of their lives.
Yeah.
But their day of their lives.
Yeah.
And you find that it's worse for you doctors, because if you are not on a complete shift, you're on call.
Yeah.
You are, so it's too packed, and the work is demanding.
The work is demanding.
You feel after a shift that, no, I've been at work. I've been at work.
And burnout is a thing.
And burnout is a thing. So how do you navigate those days?
How to navigate burnout? It's unfortunate go to the system. It's not helping us either, because you can't tell me that you can afford having nurses and doctors having burnout. Okay, nurses it's better because bona they even give them Emma leaves, and the leave will be long enough. But then again, I'm going to be talking from a standpoint of an intern, because I only just did my internship, so I haven't been an MO. I haven't been at the position where I actually get to go on an annual leave of 20 days or more. We are working in a crucial sector, the health sector. And more often than not, when we get burnt out, we become irritable. Now imagine you are sick and we are coming to the hospital and you find an irritable doctor or nurse. That's why there are certain hospitals where you will go there and then people they're like, the public sector. No, I just can't. I can't because the people, the nurses, the doctors, they are angry. They are always angry. They don't have empathy for they will shout at you, and I just want to say to people out there, we are sorry. We are really sorry. We don't mean it. Yeah. If you have been attended by a nurse or a doctor who is well rested, we will know what I mean. We are sorry. We don't intend to. We are not mean by default. We are not automatically mean just because now I'm wearing a white lab coat, then I'm gonna be mean. No, we are fatigued. We are exhausted. Because, like you said, as a doctor, it's a Sunday, for example. Maybe I'm on call. My Sunday call is a 24-hour call, which means I started 8 a.m. Sunday morning, and the call ends on Monday 8 a.m. Do you think I go home? No, I'm not going to. I'm just going to go bath and then wear my lab coat, go back to work. And then I would only come out at 1 or 2 p.m. Now, corner depends on the facility. Some other facilities, you go till 5 p.m. Yeah. So the only rest you get would be evening, and then Tuesday morning you're back at work again. That is the life we are living, and that is the truth. So tell me how someone cannot be burnt out from that. Tell me why, and like how can I avoid being exhausted after that? It's a lot. It really is a lot. Mind you, maybe during the call, I had 3 or 4 people die. I tried everything I could. And then, people just died either way. And I was running around, ward. Because, when you're on call, you are the only doctor in your department. That means the ward is in your hands. If maybe you are in the pediatrics unit, the children's ward will be in your hands. The ER will be in your hands. Labor ward will be calling you for patients that need to be admitted at special care. Theater will be calling you for patients that need to be admitted at special care. And then special care unit is also in the hands. So you have 5 different departments calling you. Same time. Yeah. And then at that time, maybe you're trying to say, I'm still attending an emergency. I'm like, we have a master 900 case. And you're like, what am I supposed to do? Divide myself into half. So that's medicine. And I'm sorry again that we become rude and irritable, but we are just fatigued. And the only thing, unfortunately, the only answer to burnout is rest. So if the system is not allowing you to rest, the next thing you're going to shout at patients.
Yeah. And they don't understand because they don't know.
And it's not their fault. Yeah. It's not their fault, Shame.
So what can we advocate? Maybe we're advocating to the government. Maybe we're advocating to the system. Man is not rested. Man is not rested. Yeah. But I'm thinking that we would advocate that they will add more workers.
More doctors, definitely. Doctors, yeah. More doctors to allow us to rest. Because if maybe, let's say, we know Dr. Nxumalo was on a 24-hour call, our coming at 8, she needs to rest. 8 a.m. go rest, you come back on Tuesday. So we know there's enough doctors who will be working on the Monday. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, this is not the edge. The sky is the limit. I have to climb higher and end up at the point where I'm able to make policies. I'm not saying which I can change them, but policy making, like we need to change something. Because if we keep talking about it and not implementing anything, nothing will change.
Cool.
Yeah.
And you've talked of that grief and everything.
Yeah.
A lot is in your field. I don't even know where to start.
Actually.
I don't even know where to start. You talk of burnout, you talk of grief, we talk of depression. How are you surviving, people? No, I'm being real though, because how do you survive? Do you still feel things?
To be honest, like I said, they don't get used to it, but you become numb to some extent. So I'm the ER better on Paul, for example, and there's like a road traffic accidents, aren't, even if there's 5 people who died in that road traffic accident, they need to go through ER so that there's a doctor who certifies them. So can you imagine, you see like big data guns.
And it's not just.
So you become a robot, like, okay, we are working now. You attend. I once attended a case of a patient who was, So that being said, that means go to Uber, right?
Yeah.
I was, so I just I don't know what to say how, but like I guess my mind was intrigued because when I just found myself saying Fale said Lala. And I
Just trying to see us.
okay. I had a bit of anatomy understand. But all I'm trying to say is you become numb to it.
It's just traumatic.
It is very traumatic because I still see that picture as in like it's yesterday. You also see patients could die by drowning. Do you know how they become? You see patients died 2 days, 3 days ago.
And they still have to pass through you to certify them dead.
Through the ER.
Besides counting the people that die in your hands.
Oh, but so yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
On estimate, how many people can say died that
Died, like how many dead people I've seen?
Yeah, dead people that I've seen.
That I've attended.
Just a rough estimate.
I don't wanna lie, but I don't wanna lie. Maybe 50, 60, I don't know. Few moments later, I don't know. Might be more than that. Honestly, it really might be more than that.
Dead.
Yeah.
Anyways, let me try to get my thousand come back.
Yes, 2 years, guys. Internship was 2 years. So in the 2 years, maybe in a month, you might see like 5 or 6 people dead, and then you might have 1 or 2.
And then you have to come out of work and just live life as if nothing happened. Why not? Yeah.
Babo fake labatao fena so zanin like la CPR. So welcome to the medical field. It's scary, but it's true.
Yeah, it is.
But you know what's the best part about it?
What?
I still get to be inside your intestines. I can spin hold your intestines.
So that's you're happy.
What? Oh, love it.
No. No.
You see, like how are we surviving? To answer your question, how are we surviving? We are finding joy in the little thing.
And the thing that doing, yeah.
Yeah. Find joy in the little thing. Meaning, my gosh, I used to love doing a C-section. I used to love OBGYN. I think was my number one during internship. Between OBGYN and ER, I love the adrenaline. Like, okay.
For those who don't know, ER is the emergency room.
Oh,
OBGYN.
It's obs and gyne. Oh yeah, obstetrics and gynecology. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. No. Okay. I'm shocked. I'm traumatized.
Don't be sorry.
Amazed.
Just say we should put 18. Okay, not.
Yeah. Definitely there will be a disclaimer there.
Yeah, language should be there.
There will be the disclaimer.
No violence though. Just 18. Yeah.
I know there is. There is, but I think you guys we should be grateful. You know, we really should be grateful as to how you manage to do such for other people, because really it is something that says forget about yourself and just think of the next person. Forget about how you feel and just focus on the next person.
Yeah.
Forget about what happened to you,
Yeah.
what you are dealing with. But now let's focus about saving this life. Let's focus on trying to save this person.
Yeah.
And even after that person dies, you need to deal with the family. Break the bad news to the family.
That's why I said you almost become a role model, because you okay, this patient has passed away.
You put a straight.
Just also to put it out there, if you've been to the hospital and you heard us say, "Oh, the patient expired," we don't mean to see patient if you wait date of expire. I mean, obviously, like it's not in a rude way. It's a terminology that we use around the hospital to say, okay, the patient has demised. So if you've heard us say patient expired, oh, that one expired. Oh, shit. That just simply means the patient passed away. So the patient will expire. Once the patient expires, you gather your facts, because you don't want to get to the family and then start insinuating certain things, because mind you, these people, they're in a vulnerable state. So when you get there, you just say, hello, I'm so and so, I've attended so and so, and this is what happened. If it was in the ER, you say, okay, they came in this state, we did all that we could, and unfortunately, so yeah.
Na present.
And then you allow them to cry. Abofakela who will cry and run around the hospital, and you have to stand still, because people grieve in different ways. So you have to understand. Run around the hospital, abuye solo.
And you have to maintain composure.
You do,
Else if you don't feel anything.
definitely.
Because I'm sure you too feel something. Okay, maybe you used to. Okay. Yeah, somewhere there. Let's leave it.
Yes, we do feel.
What is okay? I was just appreciating really what you guys are doing in the field itself and the work that each individual personally does.
Yeah.
The fact that you have to forget about yourself and put the next person first. Forget about your life, because you are literally spending the rest of your life in a hospital, the rest of your days. You said you can have plans,
Yeah.
but you are on call. So you can't attend to those plans sometimes. You can have many things that you wish to do, but you can't do just because you are out there saving lives. So in as much as we can have all the negatives of the field, we can have all the experiences that you face. Definitely you are human. We cannot run away from that fact.
Yeah.
But thank you for the service you are giving to people, because it goes a long way. A person comes in a hospital critical, gets attended by a doctor, survives.
Yeah.
We can't run away from the fact that you cannot save everybody's life,
Definitely.
but you try your best in each case.
Yeah.
You try your best tired, you try your best depressed. Sometimes you are irritable, but you continue giving out care to people.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you feel like you can't even,
Yeah.
but you have to show up. So, thank you to you personally, and thank you to the medical practitioners. Thank you to the healthcare workers. And we believe that in a better scenario, in a better world, the government of our country will actually get to appreciate you even more, even better. Not to say that they don't appreciate you in a way.
No.
They are trying their best, I believe.
I get that.
Yeah. So, but I believe they can actually get to understand at ground level what you guys are facing, what you are dealing with. So, as we approach wrap up, because I think this can go as long as the whole day. As we approach wrapping up, maybe do you guys attend therapy? Can you suggest counseling? Can you suggest, because these are things that should be the order of the day for you, but unfortunately we are already scratching out the availability of time.
Yeah.
Because by the time you get a chance, you are putting in enjoyment, you are putting in therapy, you're like
Family.
personal.
We don't even have our personal time. No, like we don't. What is personal time? Like just you sitting in your house.
Have you attended therapy as well?
I mean, I think I tried to you, but then it was only one session, and then I couldn't because then was my time. But after, yeah, no, like therapy is not a thing in our field.
Because you don't have the time to.
One, the time, just that. Two, it's just like get used to it. See, we all pass late. Because I mean, even during like internship, the internship on it all, it's traumatic enough. We should be having therapy after every single rotation. But again, no, we are not. We're not.
You have to toughen up.
You have to toughen up. Like I'm telling you, they will tell you we've all been through that. Or they'll say, during our time, when I was an intern, and then it seems like your fatigue or what you are going through doesn't really make sense because they had it worse. So it's like suck it up
And continue.
and continue living. This is how you become a doctor. If there's something I can tell you, there is so much toxicity in the healthcare industry. There is so much toxicity amongst doctors. That's okay. Therapy for who? For what? Put aside not having time. We as Black people, the concept of therapy, we are still trying to get used to it. Yeah. Like just being like a Black person, what is therapy? So I should sit in and tell someone so that the person can tell me to fix the problem. Because that's what you guys do in therapy, paid. You are like, so okay, I hear you. So what do you think would work for you?
Yeah.
You telling me to fix the problem.
Okay. Let me come through for therapist. Mental health nurses and whosoever is responsible for talking to another individual. I do understand your approach. I do understand what you're saying. It is not per se like that. But therapy is all about shifting perspective.
Yeah.
From seeing the negative to seeing the positive. What I will want to tell you, every human has it in themselves to
be a therapist.
Not to be a therapist. To be a therapist. To have solutions to their problems. But the
person has it in themselves.
Yeah. Every person has it in themselves.
But it's actually deeper than what you can see.
Yeah.
Oh wow. You being deep.
So what we are there for is to shed some light that there is actually a solution to the problem you are faced with. The problem is that you are looking in this direction. Maybe if you can just look in this direction, there's something you will see, because the problem that leads to depression is that I'm focusing on what's going on in my situation, But if you think outside the box, you can say, no, there's someone who went through this. They are alive. How did they do it? No. That's when we get to open the space for you to see. Yes, we are telling you to fix your problems, but we are doing so in a polite way. And we are not imposing something to you, but we want to tell you something that you can implement, something that you understand. So I'm trying to say, in as much as it is foreign in our settings to go to therapy, to talk to a person, but it is something we need to explore, because we are dealing with a lot of problems. They say a problem shared is a problem half solved. By the mere fact of telling another person what you are going through, without them even giving you solutions, but by listening on, because sometimes you just sit and listen. Sometimes you do not need someone who will tell you what to do, but someone who will just listen to you. And you will get to the solutions for yourself. So it's something that we need to explore as an individual. Explore talking to someone, even if it's not a professional therapist,
but someone you trust.
Just someone you trust. Be aware of who you talk to and how much information you share. Professionally, we are obligated to confidentiality, So I would advise a professional person. But beyond that, I would also advise you guys to do try therapy. in your field, I don't know how, I don't know when, but you need to try it.
No, definitely we do need, jokes aside, we do need it. We really need it because it's a lot. But again, tell me, how can you have someone who's been in the medical field for 30 years plus, do they still need therapy?
Okay, I think it's all in the intention here, the deck. You know, therapy is not about changing what happened,
Okay.
but it's about learning to live with the situation. In mental health, we say being mentally healthy is not the absence of problems,
Okay.
but getting to enjoy life in the midst of the problems. You talked of that you experience depressions, but there are likely moments in the depression or in the life where you get to enjoy. That is what we are saying. We say amplify those leaky moments. Instead of focusing on what I went through. Yes, it is something you went through. But in every situation, you get a lesson. In every situation, you get a different perspective of life. If a person passes away, yes, they've died, but you get to appreciate that life is so precious. It can just fade away any moment. So let me go live my life to the fullest. If I'm a doctor, let me practice it with passion. Do it, go all out, because I am in the field after all. I can't tell you. But you said you find joy in the things that you do. So it's all about that. We are not saying just change the people you have attended that have died, just erase your mind. We can't be there. But let us live life appreciating it and live in the little moments that we can actually get to have, appreciate, be grateful, of the little things you have. Someone you can talk to every time you crash. You should appreciate that.
Definitely.
So it's basically about perspective.
There's one thing that I can also say about doctors. Would say, even the people in our lives, your family, your friends, your church, everybody in your life, they should learn to cut us some slack, one way or another, because we've already established loyalty. Things can just change anytime, and then you just need to drop whatever you are doing and then attend to the lives of others, because it's actually part of the Hippocratic oath, the oath that we take. We'll say, for the sake of the sick, I will forsake everything. So, for the sake of the sick, I might have plans. I might be needed in a family meeting. I might be needed in a meeting in church. I might be needed somewhere. But for the sake of the sick, I will forsake. I will put them first. It's like literally me laying down my life like this carpet, just so that the sick can live. So, please, cut us some slack. Please. That's all I ask. And not only just that, like a little bit of understanding goes a long way. I mean, financially, like we've already established, Puti, medicine is not what it used to be. So the lot of money that maybe used to be there, it's not there anymore. And it's not even getting better, it's getting worse. The money is not there. Like, it's bad. So please, can we remove the mindset yoguti, oh, dokotela, she must have. Oh, dokotela, kabe dokotela utawuna, because that not only does it it gives a false life, but it also puts pressure on me as a doctor. We see society puts me on this pedestal, so I need to step up to that pedestal, which is also now indlela yokuthi, because people will be saying, "Udokotela lona usamba ngekhumbi ngani yalo, udokotela lona," and like they don't understand. Yes, I've been a doctor. I've done internship for 2 years, but in that 2 years, I was literally earning money to buy me soap, buy me food, and make sure that I get to work and rent. That's all. That's the amount of money intern doctors earn in our country. So, food, transport, rent, and that's it. So, if now I'm going to have people in my life putting pressure on me for the sake of the title, what are you doing? Are you not worsening my mental state?
Definitely.
Mind you, ngibuya esibhedlela lapho khona I saw 40 plus patients just alone. 40 plus patients. And in below 40 plus patients, maybe 4, 3 or 5, they were critically ill and needed my, full attention. And one died. So you can see how hectic emotionally draining my day was. Because when a patient comes into my office, I'm not just looking at a sickness. I'm not treating a sickness. Lenny patient, they're not necessarily sick, but they just need someone to listen to them. So I need to sit. And you know what listening to a person does. You will know because you're a therapist. Just listening, it drains energy, emotions, everything. It drains the heaven out of me. Just listening to this patient. And then another one is still gonna come in. And the worst part about patient, some patients don't know how to deliver a story. They don't know how to deliver a patient history. So instead of saying, Dowadela, I have a headache. It's been going on for 5 days. They say, so it started 6 days ago. I was just sleeping. And then all of a sudden I felt my heartbeat. And then, okay, that got better. And then now I noticed that my headache.
Then you have to put it all together.
So me, I have to be the one who picks, which, okay, so the main reason why this patient came to the hospital is the headache. And I need to treat this and that. And I need to do investigation. They need to go and come back. And then when I, as a person in my life, you will come and then demand money. Not just money, demand more of energy from me. Demand more things from me. I'm just a girl. I'm just one person. I'm only just a girl. And I need to live life as well.
Yeah, true.
So that's why I honestly completely understand why. Like I said, yebo, I'm a Christian, but I 100% understand why people go out, specifically doctors. 80%, 90% of doctors. We go through a lot. And at least alcohol will not demand more. Like, of course, you buy it, but it won't demand more now. And it's not going to cause more stress.
Not to say you advise using alcohol.
Yeah, I'm gonna have his own, but just know if you are going into the healthcare industry, it's a lot, and you might end up finding solace or,
Yeah. No, it's a lot, and you've shared a lot. And let's wrap up.
Thank you.
Thank you so much once again for sharing everything that you shared. Thank you so much for giving us a picture of how the doctor's field looks like.
It's not all roses and daisies.
In real time, And thank you so much for the experiences that you've shared personally and professionally. And for the suggestions, for everything that you actually said for the people.
I hope it helps.
And I believe that it all starts in the decision that if you decide wisely, understand what you are getting into before you actually commit to something you would regret later.
Yeah.
And beyond that, let's pray and hope for better circumstances, for better situations, for the betterment of our society. Definitely. Because we understand it's a critical area, it's a critical field. It definitely needs you, but we do not need you tired even. We do not need you exhausted. We need you at your best.
Yeah.
So that you'll be able to provide care to us at your best.
Absolutely.
But we appreciate also what you are putting in as effort, even now in this situation that we are faced with, in the circumstances that you are dealing with.
Yeah.
We do appreciate that you are trying your best, And I believe that even people around you would understand that you are trying your best. You are trying to give your best, So thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for giving us a hint.
Thank you so much for having me. It has been an honor to be part of this table. I really believe, Kuti, you are making an impact with what you are doing. The previous episodes, they have been nothing but fire. So I think you are definitely contributing to the embitterment of this generation, whereby everything is all self-destruction. And I just certainly hope that people do actually take their time and watch these videos and listen to what we have to say, because we're not saying this for ourselves. We have lived this. These are our experiences. So we just want to share to people to say, hey, this is what you might not be aware of. Hey, this is what you need to know, So I'm grateful to be here. I'm honored to be here. I certainly do hope that I help someone, or we help someone out of this. So thank you.
It's our pleasure. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our episode today once again. And I believe if you have stayed to this far, you have a lot that you can share with someone, and you have a lot that you can implement in your own life. And I really believe that you got to take home some nuggets, and you'll actually share this. And don't forget to actually subscribe, to stay tuned. We have more coming through. And also, if you have something that you would like to contribute, we are open. You can reach us out on our social media platforms. You can reach us out by leaving a comment, or you can actually inbox us in any of our social media. We are available on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, and of course on YouTube. And also, if you believe there's something you'd want to do to partner with us, please do reach out to us. We are open, and we would love to have a collaboration with you. And until next time, thank you so much.